All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for coming over. Now, I was like, wait, what? What is going on here? It says Matthew Perry's assistant among 5 charged in his death. Hold on. Because I know a lot of people were saying like there was something fishy going around. I don't know. We're going to check this video out. All right, we ain't going to waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
The latest big story this morning was the arrest which was made regarding the connection to the death of actor Matthew Perry. Not just one arrest, though. 5 defendants have been charged in connection with Perry's death. They include a woman named Jasveen Shengha, and officials actually say she's known as the ketamine queen. Santa Monica doctor, Dr. Salvador Plasencia, and San Diego doctor Mark Chavez. They were arrested for supplying the drugs. Now, Perry's live-in assistant, also under fire here, Kenneth Iwamasa, who illegally bought the ketamine and then gave it to Matthew Perry. The U.S. attorney prosecuted the case against the doctors, wondering over text messages how much money Perry would actually be willing to pay.
And we were talking about the enormity of this case and how the legal...
It's crazy when you think of what they just said, because at the end of the day, he still has to be the one to take it. You know what I mean? You know, when you're dealing with people with addiction, you know, it gets really tough. You know, you don't want to abandon a person, but a lot of times it can be tough to be around them. You know, you could tell them no more, this, that, that. And a lot of times they'll find another way to get the stuff, which, you know, makes it even crazier to say that people can bring you as many drugs as they want to. They can bring you at the end of the day, you still have to be the one to take it. You know, that's why when you see like bartenders, they be like, all right, enough. That's enough. No more, you know, versus a bartender that just keep giving you and give. It's crazy. It's crazy. Wow.
The medical profession, it just, you know, there are so many bad actors sometimes who are just doing it for the money. And in this case, they were clearly just trying to profit over this actor who
Take advantage.
Yeah, had the means to pay a lot of money for the drug.
Right. They took advantage of the fact that he was addicted. He had problems. It's we were talking about the shock of it all, but also the disappointment when you have 2 doctors involved, where you go to the doctor, you're hoping they have your best interest in mind. Clearly that wasn't the case here. The live-in assistant, someone who's living in your home, who you trust, at least you think you do, administering this.
Right. But at the same time, you know, it's the power dynamic too. You're this celebrity who is hiring an assistant to do everything for you. It's kind of like, did he tell his assistant to do it? And the assistant's in this position where, what can you say to somebody like that?
Right.
So you don't know.
You can walk the hell away. You know, I said like a lot of times they don't want to feel like they're abandoning a person. But at the end of the day, these are the results you get, you know? That's what I'm saying. It's like, do you lose your job or pretty much lose a part of your life? Because I don't know what's going to happen, if there's going to be jail time, whatever. But I'm just saying, this is pretty crazy, you know? And I know people tried to get him help. I know. But at the end of the day, he still had to do. I've been around a lot of people who had addiction. A lot of people who were, you know, dealing with that. But my whole thing is, it's tough to help people who don't want to be helped. You know? but you can't enable it at the same time. It hits a point where when it starts to really affect you, your life as a person, you got to walk away. You got to.
But then you go back to the doctor who's supplying this, right?
Who did the initial injection, by the way. So clearly, it's a tangled web. You know, when you do have a lot of fame, money at your disposal, the things that happen
and an addiction,
around that.
And an addiction. So Matthew Perry had been seeking, ketamine. Right, and he'd gone to a clinic where that's where you go when you need this. And then when he wanted more, and that he wasn't getting it, he sought other avenues, and this is where it all comes into play. And I think the biggest thing also was the fact that basically these people are facing some severe charges. We're talking like 100-something, 20 or something years, another one life in prison, right? Because they're trying to send a very strong message that, this will not be tolerated, and trying to save lives in the long run. Unfortunately, Matthew Perry passed away as a result of greed and people being not responsible.
Ultimately, the interim chief of police, Dominic Troy, saying that he's happy because all of these bad elements are off the street right now. These actors who are dealing with these drugs and obviously profiting off of this, they're now off the street. All right.
Look, how they said he was seeking it, he couldn't find it, so he found another way to get it. It's out there. It's always going to be out there for people to get. It's on that person to not want it. But again, if you are a doctor and you are doing this, administrating it, like, that is wild. It is. We're dealing with a situation where it can be two wrongs. They shouldn't have been given it, and wow, man. Like, think about that, man. Like, these people that are doctors. You grow up, you have those days when you're a child and people come to you school. Oh, what do you want to be? I want to be a doctor. You go to school for it, all those years, all those hard work, those tests, all that stuff. And you graduate. Then you do your whole, whatever they do, their residency, whatever they're doing to get in the position that they are. And this is what they do. Wasn't they saying that's what happened with Michael Jackson? Look, man, it's crazy because, like, of course, Matthew Perry is a celebrity. Stuff like this happens every day. So, of course, it's going to be talked about on a bigger scale. I just want to read some comments here. Some people are saying, why is Matthew Perry being held as a victim? He took the drugs. It's his fault. And it's crazy that lady had that nickname. Something. It's crazy, man. It's did they capitalize on his addiction? Yes, of course they did. But I just think about to those times where, because like I said, I've dealt with people who had addiction problems. I'm just looking back at the times where you try to give that advice. Once you see that it's hard to help someone who ain't trying to help themselves, and it start to affect your life, that's when you have to walk away, man. You have to. It's sad. It is, because this happens every day. But I didn't know it was all this going on. Wow. But again, I appreciate you guys coming over. I feel like, a lot of us felt like we knew Chandler, but we didn't really know Matthew Perry. You know, a lot of times you look at these celebrities and like how many, I always said, how many times did they call, even when he's in public, they say Chandler instead of Matthew. You know, so I feel like a lot of us are looking at that like, dang, I can't believe Chandler passed away. But like Matthew Perry, you know, I mean, they are two different people. Even though he talked about going on the show when he was, you know, intoxicated and all that type of stuff. So it's crazy, man. A lot of lives lost in this. All right, peace out.